Because usually if you've met a dolphin before or seen one up close, 9 times out of 10 usually a bottlenose, but no, this is what's known as a Pacific white-sided dolphin. And it's quite rare to find this particular species in a coastal area. It's quite rare to find them in a facility. So to tell us a little bit more about the stories of these two, ladies and gentlemen, on the dock, the lovely Leo.
Thank you, Alex. Both of our dolphins are what we refer to as rescued and rehabilitated animals. They were actually found in Stanley fishing nets off the coast of Japan and brought to a rehabilitation facility where they were deemed non-releasable. Luckily, we have been able to provide with a permanent home here at the Gulf Coast. Working with me today is the beautiful Hannah. Hannah has been here since 2005, and we have been able to build and maintain a very strong relationship with them in order to provide with the best possible care through training and regular checkups. Everything that we learn from Hannah's healthcare is used by veterinarians and researchers to gain a better understanding of these mysterious dolphins. In fact, every day that we spend with them gives us more information about their species as well as their individual personalities. Believe it or not, they're just as different as you and I. But most of all, Helen and Hannah remind us every day that we still have so much to learn about cetaceans. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you. And yes, cetaceans is the umbrella term that's given to whales, dolphins, and porpoises. And there are some people that think, no, we know enough about cetaceans. But just to give you an example of something we don't know about this particular species is how many of them are there, roughly. And that has a lot to do with their range. They're found in the Pacific Ocean because they are Pacific white-sided dolphins. However, the range extends from northern Mexico to our part of the world and then all the way over to Japan. And they're mostly an open water species of dolphin, and so unless you spend a lot of time in the middle of the Pacific, and even if you do, it's one of the bigger oceans. So yeah, we still have a lot of questions. And what do you do when you have questions? Well, you conduct a little bit of research if you can. And I mentioned at the beginning that dolphin researchers realize people love their animals. And has anyone here ever wanted to be a dolphin researcher before? Or maybe even part-time? Well, even if that's not to your liking, most of us are sure. If we can help out a researcher, it's not too much effort, why not? We'll give it a shot. And if you happen to spot one of the 23 different kinds of cetaceans that call British Columbian waters home, if you happen to spot any of them, you can submit your sighting like a scientist to a website known as wildwhales.org. And researchers want to know where and when did you see what you think you just saw? And that information is used to further our understanding, not just of this species, but yeah, the 22 other cetaceans that, well, swim in British Columbian waters. However, that is a lot to tell apart, and certainly if you don't see them every day, how do you know what you're looking at? Well, we'll go over how to identify this one, and then you can figure out the other 22 on your own. Pacific white-sided dolphin. Look for the color if you can, because yes, they do have those white sides, but they can be tough to see because they actually have a type of camouflage. A lot of ocean animals have this one, counter shading. White on the belly and dark on the backside. And it is amazing if they're underwater how hard it is to see because that dark side blends in with the bottom. Likewise, if you're underneath looking up, if you're a fish especially, that white belly blends in with the sky. Apart from color, if you're trying to identify the species, try and get an idea of the size. Helen and Hannah, they are adults, Pacific white-sided dolphins. This is how big they get. Much smaller, different coloration entirely than a killer whale. They can get to be the size of a school bus. And likewise, harbor porpoises, Jack and Daisy, purebred. We've got 2 of them on the back side for comparison's sake. But of course, the best way to identify this species, or pretty much any species, is to get a picture. And so if we have any photographers here, if you haven't been taking pictures already, try and get a picture of a moving Pacific white-sided dolphin. Because chances are, if you have been lucky enough to see one of these animals or groups of them, usually that's what they're doing. You can waste a lot of pixels on splashes if you don't know when they're coming up and out of the water. But don't worry, as long as you get one key part of their body, their dorsal fin, they are as unique as our own fingerprints. And the researchers that work with these animals, they've got catalogs of individuals, where they've been spotted, who they've been spotted with. So we're fortunate to be able to add to the information. However, something to mention, especially talking photography, especially photography with cetaceans. Can you get too close to your subject matter if your subject matter is a cetacean? And yes, you can. The regulations here in Canada state we must maintain a distance of at least 100 meters from any cetacean off our coastline. That's for their protection as well as ours. And it's also a little bit of a downer because, of course, if you see one of these animals, you want to get as close as you can. But no, we're supposed to maintain our distance. And if you've got a telephoto lens, that's what they are for, of course. In a lot of cases, even if you can't see them that well, you can usually hear them, because especially the breaches right at the beginning, you can hear those a long ways away. And likewise, they're a fairly vocal species, and if you listen closely, you might get some of the vocal communication.
He jumped it up me.
There it is. Round of applause for the clicky whistling dolphin. Now it's a big part of our programs here, showcasing the vocal nature of these animals, the energetic nature, because we know we've never seen them before. It's amazing. And to know that, yeah, we have this species right off our coastline, we're very fortunate here. However, as Leo mentioned, they are here, these two, and not swimming off our coastline because they are rescued, rehabilitated. Helen's probably the most obvious one. If you look at her pectoral fins, you'll notice they had to be partially removed because they were so badly wrapped up in the fishing line. So for one, their stories in and of themselves, they're important reminders to us that yes, as we do spend time outdoors, regardless of the weather, especially here in Stanley Park, we need to make sure our garbage ends up where it's supposed to, and not in the water with these animals. But also, do we have the opportunity to learn a little bit more, actually do research with these animals, and help out in wild companies?